The distress beacon crackled through the void of space, its desperate signal reaching the outer rim of human territory after traveling for 3 standard cycles. Captain Zara-chan stared at the translated message scrolling across her command screen aboard the UES Vengeance, flagship of humanity's notorious Deathworlder fleet. They're calling themselves the Gentle Collective, her communications officer reported, voice tinged with disbelief. A peaceful alliance of 12 species. They say they're being systematically exterminated by something called the Purifier Swarm. Chen's scarred face remained impassive as she processed the information. Humanity had earned its fearsome reputation among the galactic community through centuries of warfare, first among themselves, then against anyone foolish enough to threaten their expansion. Most civilized species avoided the Sol system entirely, referring to humans as Deathworlders, creatures spawned from a planet so hostile that only the most aggressive life forms could survive. How long since the signal was sent? Chen asked. 3 years, Captain. Given the distance and signal degradation, whatever's happening there, the officer trailed off. Is likely over, Chen finished. But we respond anyway. Prep the fleet for jump. Alert the other battle groups. Within hours, 200 human warships materialized in the Gentle Collective's home system. What they found defied even their battle-hardened expectations. Entire worlds had been stripped bare, their surfaces covered in geometric patterns of destruction. Orbital stations hung in pieces, slowly tumbling through space like metallic snow. But the Purifier Swarm was still there. Chun studied the enemy fleet through her tactical display. Thousands of sleek, crystalline vessels moved in perfect formation, methodically harvesting resources from a dying world. Their technology appeared decades ahead of anything the humans possessed, their ships larger and more numerous. Ma'am, her tactical officer whispered, there's a survivor cluster near the 4th planet. Looks like refugee ships. The massive alien vessels had already detected the human fleet. Their formations shifted with predatory grace, moving to intercept. Chun watched their approach with the cold calculation that had kept her alive through 3 interstellar wars. They think we're another victim species, she realized. They don't know what humans are. The first exchange of fire lasted exactly 47 seconds. The Purifier's energy weapons were devastatingly efficient, capable of slicing through conventional shields like tissue paper. They had clearly perfected the art of overwhelming technologically inferior opponents. Unfortunately for them, humans had perfected the art of being unreasonable. While the alien fleet maintained their elegant formations, the human ships scattered like a disturbed nest of hornets. They abandoned all tactical doctrine, instead employing the chaotic, suicidal strategies that had terrified the galaxy for generations. Damaged ships rammed themselves into enemy vessels. Frigates used their own hull breaches as projectile weapons. The humans fought with the desperate creativity of a species that had clawed its way to the top of an evolutionary arms race. The Purifier Swarm's perfectly coordinated assault began to falter as human unpredictability shattered their tactical algorithms. These weren't the passive herbivore species they were accustomed to exterminating. These creatures fought back with a viciousness that bordered on insanity. Captain Chun smiled grimly as her ship's main gun tore through the enemy flagship's crystalline hull. This is the UES Vengeance to all Purifier vessels, she broadcast on all frequencies. You've just made contact with humanity. We're from a death world we've been fighting for our entire history, and we really don't like bullies. The battle raged for 18 hours. When the smoke cleared, the Purifier Swarm had been reduced to drifting debris. Of their thousands of ships, not one remained intact. As rescue teams worked to evacuate the surviving members of the Gentle Collective, Chun received a message from the refugee fleet's leader, a trembling creature that looked like a cross between a butterfly and a flower. We sent that distress signal in desperation, it whispered through the translator. We never expected anyone to answer, let alone this. Chun leaned back in her command chair, already planning the hunt for the swarm's home base. Next time, she said, call sooner.